call this General Services Committee meeting together February the 27th, 2017 at 12 p.m. And we have two items on the agenda. The first one is personnel rule amendment, pay periods. Melissa Tochi. Melissa.
So I have an amendment today to our personnel rules that's kind of actually a long time coming, really. Back in 2004, we changed our payroll processing from a monthly payroll to a semi-monthly. There was a staff committee that was part of that process. There was a lot of discussion, and it was decided to go to a 24 pay period per year semi-monthly schedule. The way that that's paid, it is a 6-day turnaround time for payroll, which when we have holidays, and depending on where the pay periods fall, when we have holidays in there especially, it's very challenging for our payroll coordinator to get that turned around. This last February holiday was a good example with the days that the banks were closed and the day that the payroll period ended. She essentially had 1 day to process payroll for 400 employees. So that was kind of worst case scenario, but she is working a lot of weekends and she will end up working holidays in order to get that payroll to the banks for their direct deposit. The direct deposit needs to be there a full day before the accounts post. So we have taken the proposal to change our paydays from the 6th and the 21st, just to adjust them by 1 day, to move forward paying on the 7th and the 22nd. There was an error in the memo that said the 21st at the bottom there, but it is the 7th and the 22nd, which will really help on the pay periods that there is a holiday in there and just give her some extended time to process payroll on a just general basis as well. Most obviously biweekly payroll programs are paying every other Friday, so it's pretty common to have a 7-day turnaround time. We are dealing with multiple timesheet programs right now, which we're trying to work towards getting that a little bit more efficient, but we have 3 different timesheet programs at this point, which doesn't help immensely with the turnaround time. We did sit down with all 3 group presidents, LCEA, police, and fire. We sat down, had a very good conversation with them. They went back to their employee groups, and all 3 did agree to support the personnel rule change, so I think we're good there with the employee groups. So just basically requesting that the personnel rules be changed for paying on the 7th and 22nd. Bringing that to council, we didn't want to make that adjustment until that April 7th pay period, just to kind of give employees a little time in case they need to make any payroll adjustments.
Any questions?
Only question I had, which I had already asked Melissa, was that the employees had ample time to make any adjustments needed and to prepare for this. And
definitely.
Nope.
Troy, did this work out with your group all right?
Yes, thank you for that question. We have worked with this. This is still a really tight turnaround in getting it done. If I may add, Melissa did a great job. The reason it started out this way was to transition us out of a very old pay system and have the least amount of impact. So as a managerial accommodation, we made that turnaround as tight as humanly possible. Coming out of an old pay system is why we're there. We would have preferred this immediately, but it was the only way to move out of where we had come. So I'm glad to see the group's fine with it, and an effective date of April 7th will work.
Need a motion?
I would move that we approve the amendment to Rule 5, Compensation, Section 6, regarding pay periods.
second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, both of you. Okay, item number 2, request for destruction of public records. Renata.
Good afternoon. I am here to just formally ask for the destruction of records request. I have several here from the Municipal Services Department pertaining to the CDBG, the Community Development Block Grant Program. As you know, we're transitioning from a contractor to an in-house staff person, so it was a perfect time to start out with fresh records. And these are all authorized under our records retention manual for the appropriate amount of Idaho code compliance to the amount of time we keep these records. The Human Resources Department has some old employee recruitment files that they would like to destroy. The Legal Department has a few VHS tapes and audio tapes related to cases that are no longer needed. The Parks and Recreation Department has some audio CDs, of which minutes have already been transcribed and filed electronically, and some Johnson Control grant documents and video CDs that they would like destroyed. And the Urban Forestry Department has taken advantage of the new law that allows you to scan in permanent records and then destroy the hard copies. So they're doing that for some of their urban forestry minutes. So all this really just saves us a lot of space in this building. As you know, with the impending remodel, this is the time I've been sort of encouraging people to get their lists together. So I stand for questions.
Okay, any questions?
I just had one. So are you going to be coming forward with other departments who maybe before the remodel are going to be having additional records requests?
I am
or this is-
hopeful. I keep encouraging it. So as you know, under Idaho code, there are certain documents we cannot get rid of until we go through this formal process. So I just keep encouraging as people go through their area to start putting their lists together, and we'll just try and keep bringing several so we're not piecemealing you one at a time.
Great. Okay, thanks.
Amy,
Nope, I'm good.
need a motion?
I move to authorize staff to proceed with the destruction of records as listed pursuant to IC 50-907 and Idaho Code 50-908.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, Renata. Anything else? Sam, Mike? Okay, we're adjourned. Thank you.